Hello!
Welcome back.
Good to see you all.
Yes, how are you?
And look at the yellowness.
I'm clearly blending in as well.
Yes, you got the memo. I didn't get the memo,
Yeah.
clearly. Oh no, actually, because it's yellow and grey. So perhaps I did.
Well, this has got grey in it as well, you know.
So I was painting with Jen on Monday with a redesign of this back room where we have the social side going on.
Yes.
Plan is to get rid of all that and move it to there. Cleared it, moved it. Look at that. So we've finished the wall. You couldn't get any more yellow. Yay! You know, tart it up a bit, get some lights in there.
Yeah, make it fabulous.
Indeed, yeah, as our backdrop. But I don't know how it's going to look. Yeah, so if you've got your sunglasses
on. It's nice and cheerful.
And we are getting very Christmas here in Long Melford.
Today was the Christmassy market.
Yeah. It's now the sort of the season, and I know it's on our Instagram. Some of you would have seen our mice. You saw the Melford Mice, didn't you?
I think so.
These
Yes,
little Dickensian
of course, yeah.
mice that all our some of the gang here have made.
Yes.
And they're all out in shops, and I think that's going to be a future vlog where we've got to go around and
find all the mice.
Find all of them.
That could be a fun activity to do of an afternoon.
And I think each mouse has a letter. And I think if you get all the letters, you then have to work out the wording, like a phrase or a song.
Do that.
I know. So that's one of the vlogs coming up over the Christmas period.
And the baby Jesus.
That'd be great.
Has anybody else seen that show, The Baby Jesus? It's a Dublin sketch.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's Áine.
So these have been knitted by the fabulous Val and Margaret, who are customers of the shop. And some of you will recognise these straight away as the Joan Greenwood. Oh, I should have checked that. Joan Greenwood pattern designer knitter.
Oh.
She's done so many of these sort of knitted toy dolls.
So, do you put the baby Jesus out on Christmas Day, or do you already put baby Jesus out?
Oh, what, on your display?
Yeah, and your nativity.
Yes.
Random question from the audience, or for the audience. Because I was like, you've got your baby Jesus out. You're not supposed to have baby Jesus out yet. So, yes.
So we've got these, and these are knitted in the sheepshes, however you say it. So I know
What was that,
I'm not very
Stuart?
good with that. Katona. In those lovely little balls, which we talked about in a previous episode, and they make for the delight. It's 4-ply, so it makes for the most delightful knit.
Yeah.
And you could spot, as I say, you could spot a Joan Greenwood. Yeah.
I love that the stand.
Yeah, cute on those.
Because they've got a flat bottom.
Yeah, how they're designed. Read my coffee. And the Katona is just, because we've got 69 colours, you can find the colours for your nativity, no problems.
Yeah.
So dear old Mary there. And so really pleased. So big shout out to Val and Margaret for knitting those. The nativity, so very minimalist. So it'd be nice to see what you think, whether that was a better. And then I just wrote on the window, Oh Holy Night, which is, I think, one of my favourite.
You didn't just write your name.
No.
I'm Stuart.
Which is one of my favourite hymns, I think, Christmas hymns. Do you have a favourite Christmas one?
I like the bells one.
Ding ding a ling ding ding
yeah.
ding.
Just from Home Alone.
Oh, what's the
more
name
than anything.
called? It might just be called The Bells.
It is something very simple like that. But if you do know the name, do let us know down below, because neither of us clearly remember.
It will probably come to us when we finish.
But I love Silent Night, and I love all the classics. Because I discovered this. You played the piano as well.
Piano and clarinets.
Yes, I now have a piano. Yes. So
we need to do a carol singing evening then. That would be great.
I was just happy for Carol playing. I just like to play.
Well, yes. Well, I'll play.
You can sing. I know I can play.
Yeah. Well, you play.
I'll play the piano.
Oh, so what grade are you? Did you grade?
I went the whole way.
Wow.
Well, except for on my last exam, I was doing my A-levels at the same time in my uniform. Turned up to do my grade 8 and missed it by two marks.
Oh, well, you got it basically. Haven't you?
That's what I sort of went.
Oh, you did well. I got to grade 6, and then I was 16 when I was I started at 12, and I got to 16, and grade 6 you need to then be practicing all
the time.
But I loved our lessons. There's something about going to a lesson for half an hour and getting away from school, and then the best bit of the half-hour lesson was the last 15 minutes. You would play with your teacher, so she would accompany and I would play. You do all the grade stuff at the beginning, the arpeggios and the scales.
That was unique to you. No, that wasn't.
Do you not do that?
No.
Oh.
No, because my classes, I used to go to Miss Moffat.
Oh.
Lovely wee lady. And you go, I started before I went to school in primary school, so I was about 6, I think, when I started. Right. And I used to go to her first thing in the morning, and I would have my practical, and then we'd do theory, because I did my theory as well.
No, God, thankfully we never did much theory.
Oh no, I did up to grade 6.
Well, I had those booklets. You'd have to practice in the booklets, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it there.
Oh no,
that's such a shame.
Because you worked your way through.
But then I suppose if you're learning the piano, you're not going. It's a different experience, isn't it? Because you're playing solo all the time.
Yeah.
Oh no, see with the clarinet, when you're tested on your 2 pieces, you have an accompanist.
Somebody who accompanies you.
Yeah. But because she was obviously professional piano player, she would always be my accompanist. So we would have the last 15 minutes.
So you weren't there playing the piano? I thought you did your grade.
And piano as well. No.
Wow.
But with her when I was learning my clarinet, and that the best, because ultimately when you learn an instrument, you just want to. It's the playing, isn't it? Not necessarily the grade stuff.
Yes.
That's the hardest bit. So those last 15 minutes when you would play something and she would play on the piano and accompany you, it was like, must be what, it's just a great feeling because you're making music together. And sometimes I'd be so overcome with emotion of joy because it's so cool. I would break out laughing halfway through because it was so exciting.
Yeah. No, it's the same because I have that whenever we played, because I play Irish music as well, and that's the whole crack. It's fine having the music to play at home, but it's much better when you play with a group of people.
Oh, indeed, yeah.
So, but I like my piano to play by myself.
Oh, of course, yes.
So I like sitting and just
you play and I'll sing, or I'll bring the clarinet along. So do you play an instrument at all?
Yes.
It'd be nice to
just went off in a complete tangent there, but
let us know if you do. Into
sheep.
These ceramic sheep. Now the story is with these. I went, so this probably won't focus, but we'll have our usual cutaways.
Yeah, they're fabulous.
A gift came to me from the Lake District, and I had one of these, and I was like, oh my God, these are lovely, very contemporary sheep gifts.
Yeah.
Ceramic sheep. And,
beautiful ornaments.
And I fell in love, and I said, I want these. So I hunted down the creator and found the creator, found the stockist, and we've got them in the shop. Because if you're a wool shop, you kind of love sheep, really, don't you? Well, I do.
Yeah.
And
it's a gift.
And these are funky sheep. So we've now selling these in the shop.
Like.
Yeah.
I love the faces. They make me smile. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's that kind of comic look, and
it's kind
Wallace
of Aardman, Aardman Studios sort of feel to them.
And so I've got to start putting them on the computer, so they'll appear on the website under the gifts section.
They're amazing.
I know that'd be good for Christmas, but they've gone into the nativity scene. Oh
yes, of course, sheeps and donkeys.
Yeah, so they've added.
I know people who put dinosaurs in their nativities and all sorts.
So sort of a contemporary feel to our our lovely knitted Knitivity, and then these cool ceramic sheep.
Yeah, and they are fabulous. I absolutely love them.
But speaking of sheep and soft and merino,
look what I finished. 2 years later.
I know, but
we were saying this is probably only 4 months in total, or 5 months maybe.
And you were virtually there, finished last episode, because we were talking about your border and how you'd got your straight lines.
Yeah.
Which looked fabulous, but it's now a completed.
It's now a completed.
Finished object.
And it's interesting how you progress with something. So I did up until about here, the colour-wise, in about, I'd say about 5 or 6 months. And then I did this section in about 2.
Oh yes, yeah, not even that.
Yeah, I
3 or 4
whizzed through
weeks.
it, and the border as well. So it's interesting how you progress.
Oh, yeah.
So when I started crocheting 2 years ago, I got to about here.
But that was the very first thing. Since then you've done virus shawls, haven't you?
Yes.
So you're much more able.
Yeah, and multiple hats.
Crocheter. Yeah, yeah.
So yes, it's all done. And it's quite heavy. It's so nice and squishable. It's very
And for the perfect time of year.
Yes.
Because it's now getting cold here.
And I have been, and my cat likes it too. She likes to...
Just that.
She does her little kneading, making biscuits, and that's what it's called.
But it is a good wool. I mean, that's the Catty Merino, 100%. It is a great wool.
It's so nice and heavy, and it is really nice and toasty. It's lovely. You don't need. It's not one of the blankets you have to fold in half to get.
Oh no, yeah.
Flush.
Speaking of merino, look at these beauties.
These are fabulous. These are hand dyed.
Yes. Now this is hand dyed by a friend called Nathan, who runs Twisted Fintch. I think many of you lot know of him. You'll see him on Instagram. We were very lucky with this because he's taking a break from hand dyeing, so this is his last batch, which he did for us, which is great. And actually, I'm showing you this now, but there isn't much left.
Yeah.
We had 5 colours, 500 gram balls in each colour.
And many of you that.
And
got 1 or 2.
Not many, left at all. There's about, and I think there's a few out in the shop, perhaps 5 or 6.
They're stunning.
But you do find that certain dyers will have their own colourways, and what I liked about Nathan and Twisted Finch was the saturation of his colours.
Yeah. They're so very vibrant.
Yes.
That's incredible.
And that was very much, you could not, well, I think you could, if you put so many yarns in front of me, I could probably go, that's a Twisted Finch and that's a La Bien-Aimée.
That sounds like a future competition of some sort.
Oh yes,
we could have.
That's a great idea. Yes, the spot.
Can you spot
name
the brand?
Yeah, name the brand. But I think many of you, well, let us know in the comments. Will agree with that you can.
I'm just going to get pictures.
You get your favourites of independent dyed yarn.
But it is fabulous. Lovely.
So we're lovely to have that. But yes, I should have mentioned it last video, but it just went out the window.
It did what, Stuart?
It was like flying out, rate of knots.
Have you had all the coffee today?
So much. Well, we were doing a stand. We were at
the quilting
show.
I don't know what it was called. Quilting.
It was just a small quilting exhibition by Linda Mercer.
I didn't realise she had created all of these quilts were beautiful.
It was stunning, and she invited us to go to be a trader there. In this lovely in the village next door down the road, Foxearth, which is a great name in itself.
Yeah, Foxearth Hall, was that what it's called?
It's a beautiful old barn.
Yeah,
and just enough space to have. Oh, I reckon there was about. Oh, I don't know how many quilts there were there.
There was
30 odd. But the way it was laid out, sometimes in these exhibitions there are so many that it just overwhelms you, and then you just can't take any in. But there was just enough to go round and have a look, have a cup of tea, sit down at the other end.
Yeah. Because I popped in with my mother-in-law Nikki, and it was so nice. We just pottered around, and the detail of it was just, one of them where you're like, I really want to stroke it because I want to just.
I know, but kept saying please do not touch it. I was like, ugh.
But I want to touch it.
But the work was
beautiful,
phenomenal.
There was one in particular caught my. It was brushed cotton, and it was like an autumnal one.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. It almost looked like tweed. Oh. It was just beautiful. It was so nice.
Brushed cotton will be so soft as well.
That's why I was like, I want to stroke it. But she did an amazing job. I didn't realise that they were all hers.
All hers since
Over 19 years.
Yeah, she said around 2000 she'd started, didn't she? And you know
Unreal.
how long it takes to do a quilt.
Yes.
And most of Linda's were
Intricate,
and big, like a single
Properly.
quilt or a double quilt. There weren't many sort of what I would call cot or baby quilts.
No, they're all big.
Yeah, so you think of the hours in that. And
It's impressive, and it's so very well done. Very well done.
And she hand quilted. Some were hand quilted, but most were machine quilted.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got the piecing, but the
Yeah.
quilting on the top. But she'd quilted it herself. She didn't send it off to a long armour.
No.
And on a little machine.
Yes, and there was some of them that were embroidered as well.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. What did you think of the one that, when you look from a distance, it looks like it's a fisheye?
That was interesting. That was cool.
Clever.
Yeah.
And all that is
Amazing.
just straight lines, but
Yeah.
because of the buttons
dots,
and things,
yeah.
suddenly made it. But it was but isn't it lovely to see someone's work like that?
Yes.
And some of that
so
was our
inspiring.
fabric. Yeah, hugely inspiring.
Yeah. I did. I looked and went, oh, that looks familiar.
Yes, fabric from
From the
shop.
Woolpatch. Yeah.
So is he going to inspire you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I already have my fat quarters out, and I've got my magazines stacked ready to look at. So I'm going to have a look. And I'm thinking about I might finally make, because we have a cat now, I can't really hang up loads of decorations. So
No, you must. You must. That's the whole point. They want to knock them down.
okay, well,
Or climb the tree.
we're going to put the tree up just to see. I'm not going to
Yeah.
decorate it. I'll put the tree up to see what she does. But I'm going to make some placemats, I think, for the living room to make it more festive, or the dining room, and do things like that. Quilt them, make nice patterns in them. Is what I'm trying to articulate.
And they're small project sizes, so
They're
easily
ones I can
doable.
do. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Before we shuffle on, this is your Lavenham blue.
So Lavenham blue. Mandy, good old Mandy, has been busy, and she's knitted up some wonderful winter fingerless gloves.
I always feel like Fagin.
Yes, it's you've got a bigger
fabulous.
pocket, too.
These are great though. If you're like me and you get cold hands, these are really
Yeah.
nice because I sit at my computer and it means my fingers are free.
Oh,
And
yes.
they're not bulky and in the way, but I can still. So if you're like me and you're sitting in the office, or somebody who gets cold hands and cold fingers because bad circulation, these are fantastic.
But another 4-ply, and just great to show the yarn off as well, where you can see all the bits
Lovely
of
bit of
real
patterning.
sort of where the woad has perhaps sat on the bottle when I was dyeing it. So you've got those lovely patches
Fabulous.
of denim,
Absolutely fabulous.
dark denim blue. Yeah.
But yes, that's all the woolly things. Now
Yes,
onto
so
the
our
fabric.
last thing is fabric that we've had in. We've got a Michael Miller collection, which we love, but we've decided. Do you remember we talked about the safari quilt that we had?
Yes.
We got the charm packs and then a couple of bolts of yardage to go with that. Well, we've
Yeah.
done the same thing again, except this time we went for 2 panels. That's it. It was a lovely collection called Tiny Tots, but it was the panels that particularly sort of caught my eye, because it's a big enough panel to really be a cot quilt or a playmat, because some panels can be a tad thin, like about that thin, and then you have to add borders on and everything. So you've got Playful Puppy and I've got Cuddly Cat. But what I liked about it was the
feel like we're
grey.
just-
But it's a great size. That's just over a metre.
Yeah.
And you would then have the corresponding coordinate dot with the back. So that would make a great backing with
Yeah.
with
Yes,
Playful
because it's
Puppy
the same.
and the pink one with Cuddly Cat. So
Perfect.
and panels are good. Some people say, oh, it's a bit of a cheat because you ain't got, the border is done for you, and the inner border and the outer border.
Yes,
But when you're
but-
learning patchwork and quilting, it's just a
yeah.
great way in.
Yes, and it's still a nice thing to do for somebody or for yourself.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
So
And you can do it quicker, because if you wanted to, you could just not have that, which we've talked about, by having the Shannon cuddle on the back.
oh yes, the
So you
fluffy
could, so it could act like a comforter as well as a playmat. So you
Yeah.
then in that case, all you have to do is you'd sew it right size together, and then leave a hole
And
and
tuck it
bag
back
it,
out again.
and then top stitch, and then you have a finished comforter as well as a playmat.
Yeah.
So isn't it nice to see something different like that in?
Yes.
for especially if you're learning, or if you just want to do something quickly.
Yeah. You suddenly discover somebody is about to drop. So,
But it's that modern fresh sort of colour that I think works well.
It is. It's lovely.
And Michael Miller often do. They do that very well. Yeah, bring that on there. So yes, lots going on, especially at this Christmas festive season. What have we got? How many more weeks? 4?
4 or 5?
Oh, it must be 4. What's the date today? 22nd? 23rd?
23rd.
4, yes. Oh, I can't wait for our Christmassy one. We'll have to get our Christmas jumpers out.
We'll have Stuart singing.
Oh, holy night. Or is it jingle? Not bells. The bells.
I'm going to think of it when we're not recording.
Yeah, I know.
But
there we are. So loads going on. Loads
Yes.
of little shop updates and what's going on in the village. So
yes,
hope you enjoyed
we will
it.
do a wee update. So yes, I think that's the whole crap.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Your spiel. You're good at that bit.
Please make sure you click the thumbs up for like and subscribe, and please tell all your friends and
Yes.
share the video and all that good jazz.
Been absolutely great. Always a pleasure. Bye.